When I was at I called it the Fat Cap down there. When my car came, one of my trucks came, and so it was what they do is when you first get there, apparently they call Domino's and send 20 pieces to your room. I was like, what the? They be messing with you. It's like it's a vacuum cleaner. And it's like, and then then I was hanging. I guess I was hanging with the in between kids. Yeah. And so then I was occasionally hanging with kids. Well, yeah, so then I'd be hanging with the older because these are grown people. Like I was there with Paul Horney. You remember but between him and I was there with George Bush's sister. She was there too.
No way.
Yeah, so she had the Secret Service was there.
Group. Wow.
Yeah,
You're tuned in to a special episode of Frosted Nug Presents. Let's dive in.
Like I watch old movies from the beginning because you don't realize how fucking funny they are the second time around. Because I have a photographic memory, so that's how I played so long. I played for like 15 years, but I remember formations. And then during the game, I remember basic offensive line calls, especially when they say tag or smooth, silky. Tag means it's a double team coming, so I need to hold on tight because I don't want to take a fantastic voyage. And smooth, silky means that they're about to run this play where they're going to try to scoop me. They're going to try to knock one of my shoulders up so the guy adjacent from me can get around in front of me and take me over, and he could go up and take the guy that was in front of me could go up and take the linebacker so that they create a cavern, what we call a cavern to run in.
Wow. For the running back to get through.
Well, yeah, if he knocks this shoulder up, because when they say smooth, silky, if I'm playing left defensive tackle,
Did you come up with that?
That's what the offensive line says. But they say it, and I hear it, and when I hear it, and I see what they do with it, it's a zone play. So that means I know that they're running a zone play, and it's about to be a scoop block. They're trying to scoop me. So if they scoop me, that means knock this shoulder up. Right. He gets in front of me and blocks me, and the guy that was in front of me who knocked my shoulder up, he's going up to get the linebacker. So it creates like a scoop.
Oh yeah.
And so the running back can run through there.
Well thought out.
Well, but if I get this dick beater right in his chest and I jam his ass down the line, and then the other guy's still chasing me, so both of them are chasing me now. Now the linebacker, I should hear the crowd cheering because the linebacker should just zoom and go back in the backfield and knock the running back's dick in the dirt.
Wow.
There it is. That's play calling with Hollis right there.
That was it.
Well, it's basic run stuffing. No, but you had to have the testicle fortitude to want to do that. Most guys don't want to do the dirty work.
For sure. Yeah.
Like people, I was cracking up because somebody was like, they was like, "Well, you good?" I was like, I know I have over 500 tackles. That's why I laugh at when I see somebody that's getting 20 or 30 tackles during the season. Yeah. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Like I've put it this way.
Season?
Yeah. I'm like, that's like, because they put it this way. I led the team. My second year, I led the whole team in tackles. I had 98 tackles, and then I've had 85 tackles like 5 or 6 times. And then 70-something, 60-something. But I never had no 20. And I never finished off a fucking season with 20-0 or 10-0 or 15-0 That's some bullshit. You just out there.
Yeah.
I think Riley's had that many fights.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Did you ever feel like when you were out there and you didn't have a scuffle, you felt like you didn't get the job done?
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah. That's why I tried to get out of the way. Like one of my first shifts of the game. I was looking for like a piranha. I was like, but yeah, definitely. I felt like I let the team down, and I just didn't do what I was supposed to do.
But then when you out watch film, did you realize you did what you were supposed to do and then some? Because I've had games where I touched that bad motherfucker nobody. Yeah. I was like, but my linebacker got like 15 tackles and everybody's around it. It's like, them looking at the film, they're like, you did good. I was like, I didn't make no play. I want some glory too. I want my name to be called.
Exactly. I think that's what most people base their success on is just, the highlight reels or the name being called. But as you know, in sports, it's mostly the small details that go unnoticed for, from the average fan that those are the things that make the difference, obviously. And the coach really values, and those are the things that, like, even if you didn't get that job done where you fight or the big tackle or whatnot, like if you did the other things right, you were kosher.
Yeah, no, because I was talking to. I've been fortunate enough to meet a bunch of people, like great sports people. I was talking with Mike Tyson. He was talking about the one thing that's different from everybody else is the discipline, and I think with the discipline that he's talking about is a discipline that, like you talking about, to do the little things right. It's like sometimes, like when I first was, you get a new coach, you come in, the new coaches seems to be acting like what we would call an asshole. But he's trying to, because he's basically, you kind of think like he's trying to keep tabs on you, but it's basically training you to pay attention to the little things.
Totally.
Pay attention to the little, because that's in the professional sports. This is how much difference it is between winning and losing.
Exactly.
It's like everybody. Like sometimes you hear people, and I don't like when people who are talking about the game who've never been in the game or who just made it to the mountaintop but didn't get on the field. I was like, you got all that. You didn't get experience. You just like were there. Yeah. You've been trained for combat, you just never been in it. Right. It's like, but they didn't make a personal stab at somebody, and it's like, dude, it's like, what are you talking about? It's like it was like a mitigating force on the other side. But the one thing that I do know is if you don't pay attention to detail, that opposing team that everybody else calls crap is going to kick your ass.
100%.
And then the other part too,
spit you out.
Did you ever have something with somebody? Have you ever been on a team where somebody on your team inadvertently runs their mouth and awakens somebody who was packing it up and getting ready to leave for the season, and you know you're supposed to win because they've conceded to that their season is over, but then somebody says something like, if we can't beat them, we need to be at home. Mm-hmm. And you go in there and they're giving you the fight of your life.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Has that ever happened to you guys? Ever happened to you?
Yeah, it has. Yeah.
I've seen those games. I've not.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's like
it's a real thing.
It's like it's like giving bulletin board material. But it was one particular situation. I think it was my first or my second year in the league. We had Ty Delton was the quarterback, and all we needed to do was beat the 1-14 Jets to make the playoffs. Ty Delton got on in one of his interviews and said, "Hell, if we can't beat the Jets, we need to be at home anyway."
Yeah, right.
Oh no,
man. They had Hugh Douglas at the time. The Jets had Hugh Douglas, and it was we had drafted. It was my rookie year because we had Jermaine Mayberry playing offensive tackle, but he hadn't played all season long. And just so happened that they started him that game. Hugh Douglas had 3.5 sacks on him.
3.5.
Yeah, we had to. Thank God we had a great secondary at Charlie Garner because I think we had two. We had one pick six, and then we got another pick to put us in position to kick the game-winning field goal. But that was a 1-14 team.
Yeah, right.
And we were
down to the wire.
Yeah, they took us down to the wire. But it was like they were fighting tooth and nail. If you don't take the sting out of them, they're gonna be there all day. Or if you give them, don't give somebody a reason to fight you, to kick your ass.
Yeah, right.
It's like,
that's good advice.
I think that carries out to like all things in life, right?
Yeah,
good metaphor
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's like. Yeah, it's kind of even playing checkers or video games or something. Because he's like, yeah, I'm going to kick your ass. And then next thing you know, they kick your ass.
Yeah.
Anytime I talk trash, it's like whether it's fantasy football, video games, anything you're doing competitively, but beer pong, start to suck.
The law of karma.
Instantly. Just a good rule of thumb when especially beer pong, anything. If you're on fire,
the sleeper,
shut
dude.
up, dude.
Be humble.
Quiet, yes.
I was like, sometimes what the skill set you got. You can talk trash, but it's got to be just trash talk. It can't be that trash talk to where you're putting somebody just down.
Right, Even when I'm just joking, my game falls right off. I just need to zip
you lack concentration.
Yeah.
I think we might have something for that. Oh man. Yeah, dude, it's funny hearing about all this because it's like I think we're here because we're all here because of like cannabis. That's why we're all in the room right now. But like everybody's got such like different backgrounds, different stories and all that shit. But there's so many just like common threads. It's like everything comes down to like the same stuff when you look underneath it.
Yeah.
You know? It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of interesting. I always think about crap like that,
Yeah, like once you see the thing in something, you see it in everything. It's like the way to succeed at anything. It's like repetition, doing it over and over again. I mean, you can apply that to literally anything.
Well, dude, we were talking about the other day, we were talking about like the little things too. Like you were saying, it's like, it's always a small thing that makes a big difference. Yesterday, when we were talking here, we were talking about the difference between like somebody who's doing something good versus somebody who's doing something great, usually it's like a couple small tweaks in timing, and that's everything.
100%.
And sometimes who you know.
Sure.
Well,
that always helps.
I think that plays into timing and being prepared.
Yeah.
I call it being prepared for when inspiration strikes, but that can be, again, applied to anything. And that means, like, if it's a scout, if it's sports, it's being prepared for any day that scout's going to show up. Yeah. You can turn it on. You know what I mean? You figure out he's there. I mean, I really think you can apply it to anything. If you choose the thing you want to dig in on, be prepared at it. And when inspiration strikes, when the person shows up, you're ready.
Yeah, seize the second. It's like you when before I started became a starter, you know, you had to come off the bench and stuff, and you got to be ready anytime they called you off the bench. So it's like that was like one of the hardest things because coming up, you always go through. In high school, you get to be the big dog. Then you got to start all over. You get to college to be the big dog.
Get humble,
right?
Stripes,
Then in the pros, you got to earn your stripes again. You got to shut up until you make it. And then you can start talking trash. But it's like I don't know. It's like it's one of them weird dynamics where. I don't know if anybody's ever walked up to you and talked about they could have made it. They had a baby or something. Or they started talking about you. And you're curious because they said they could have made it. They're talking about high school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was like, so you didn't get to college? No. So why were you talking about that?
Yeah.
It was like, and then I was cracking up because a lot of people, I was an undrafted free agent, so a lot of people think that I just walked on. I was like, no, I got invited. I got invited
the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, I did the old-fashioned way. I got invited, and I had to earn my keep. So when you earn your keep, you have a different type of respect for it too. So
100%. Yeah, I don't think most people understand the amount of commitment and discipline to get to that level. I've heard it before too. It's like you could easily play victim and blame it on something.
Yeah. The coach didn't like you.
Yeah, the coach or injury. It's like, and I get it. There is some, for sure, there's some career-ending injuries, but it's just like, I think it's just an easy way to really kind of redirect.
It's kind of like
ownership somewhere else, versus owning it.
So I was talking to some kids at this Boys and Girls Club, and we were talking about when you have a dream or a goal. And they started asking me about a backup plan. I was like, I don't have a backup plan.
When you have a backup plan, you can't.
It's a cop out.
You can never execute fully. We've talked about that lately too. And if I had some backup plan, like, I got this guy with this job, I'd be thinking about that. I am not thinking about that.
So they was like, well, what if you don't fulfill your dream? I was like, there's an end to me. The thing is, on the way to your dream, you've picked, like on the way to my dream, I told you I'm a child development major. I hang around. I love making sure that kids get what they need to become productive members of society.
Beautiful.
I was teaching as a young kid.
Yeah.
I was like, that wouldn't be my backup plan, but on the way to it, if on my way to try to fulfill my dream, I gained some skills. So you're going to gain skills 100%. On the way to that. I was like, but that's not my backup. That's not my end goal. That's not a backup plan. That's the end to a means. I was like, I'm trying to get there, but sometimes you have to do some
just
stuff.
Another tool in your belt. Yeah. That's one of the things that you got to get where you are now. Now that helps with your public speaking. It helps with your empathy. It helps with all these different parts of your life that just make you a better person too. You know?
It's like what they say is like the journey. Everything's it's not just where you're going; it's the journey to get there. And I think that's exactly it, dude. It's like the shit you do along the way makes you who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Where you end up.
You got to stop and smell the roses sometimes. You got to stop and have a good time. Everything can't be. It's like the one thing I've always predicated myself on was not taking myself too serious. I could take a joke. I don't have thick skin, but if you talk about me, I'll laugh. If it's a good joke, I'll laugh at it. I was like, but when people was like, "Who you talking about?" What you? I was like, calm down, pal. It's just jokes. I was like, when you take yourself too serious, you got kind of miss out on some stuff.
Yeah,
because people in general. I've also learned with that not taking yourself so serious. I learned that no matter what walk of life that you are in, there's a pecking order. There's always going to be the cool kids, the not so cool kids, and the nerds. I learned that at a fat camp in the Duke Data Fitness Center, and by watching the movie. What was the name of the movie I was watching with Johnny Knoxville? where he fixed the Special Olympics.
I know what you're talking about.
The ringer.
The Ringer. The Ringer. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It was like it was a pecking order. It's like he's got the most beautiful girl, and I'm looking. I was like, okay. And then Jimmy wasn't worried about Jeffy. I was like, okay. So no, but when I was at I called it the Fat Cap down there. When my car came, one of my trucks came, and so it was what they do is when you first get there, apparently they call Domino's and send 20 pieces to your room. I was like, what the? We're not they be messing with you. It's like it's a packing order. And it's like, and then I was hanging. I guess I was hanging with the in between kids. And so then I was occasionally hanging with kids. Well, yeah, so then it was I'd be hanging with the older because these are grown people. Like I was there with Paul Horney. You remember but between him and I was there with George Bush's sister. She was there too.
No way.
Yeah, it's like she had the Secret Service was there.
Group.
Yeah, it's like, but I was like, so the one day I was so you had the place where they had the pool and stuff and all the food and stuff and all of the classes. So you go there for what y'all to eat, and then I was gonna go back to I had a condo, and so I was going back to my car. And I look on the side, and they had stuck one of those magnets on there that said, if a fat chick falls in the forest and nobody's around, does it still make a noise? I was like, who the hell stuck this on my car?
Jesus, man.
And so then I heard bushes rustling and the bushes. So they was laughing, and apparently they're the pranksters of the group. So you learn that there's a pecking order. So it's like bullies everywhere.
Wow.
It's not totally bullying, but it's just like they were poking fun at you. It was all a good fun.
It's part of that their group. You know what I mean? Yeah, every group has they gotta want to belong to that group too.
Well,
you got your group you want to belong to. That's your group.
But it was funny though. I walked in my car. I was like, "What the?" Because at first I thought it was some mud on the car, but it was just a magnet with mud and trees, and in green it said, "If a fat chick falls in the forest and nobody's around, does it still make a noise?" I was like, what the hell?
Did you keep the magnet?
No, I don't have the boy. That was a while. That was like in 2007. So I was with the Saints, and they sent me over there because I was chubby.
That's
fat. My whole career fat, just being fat.
Wow. Damn. How do you take that when they're like they tell you that? They're like, by the way, we're sending you here. It's like,
so they was paying for it, so I really didn't care.
Yeah,
they paid for it. They paid for my room and board, so.
Not bad.
Yeah, so it's like, hey, if you want me to do this, I'll do it.
Yeah.
So you're dime. It would be different if they were telling me to do it and they was expecting me to spend my own money.
Yeah.
It's like if I'm gonna do something with my own money, I can do whatever the hell I want. But if they paying for it, I have no qualm or trepidation. We're going out there. If you feel like it will help, it's like you can't. That's why I said you can't. To me, I didn't take it personal or anything. I knew I had trouble with keeping my weight at a certain level. Because I like delicious foods and stuff, and we all like. I just put it. That's the discipline part. When I needed to, I had incentives in my contract to where if I weighed a certain amount on at certain points during the season, I get like 300 or 400 grand.
Really?
No shit, eh?
Yeah, right.
A weight bonus?
Damn.
Yeah, weight bonus.
Wow, I've never heard that.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I guess only in football could that be a thing.
Well, if you're
serves
fat,
a purpose, right?
Yeah, if you're a fat ass, they'll put that in.
We
there.
have a fat club, in hockey that it's the opposite.
Well, no, you get if you're not at weight, you get fined $450 per pound that you're over.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, so we was in training camp one time, and one dude was like 5 pounds overweight. I was like, damn. It was a wide receiver too.
Wow.
Everybody has to make weight.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I did not know that aspect.
Yeah, I didn't know that it was that.
I think they did that so I wouldn't go and file a lawsuit against them for fat shaming.
They're like, everybody's getting.
Social media has gone buck wild with the immense amounts of stuff that you bully. Well, you won't get bullied if you don't. You know what? I'm not even. You won't get bullied if you don't go put it out there. Everybody's not going to be nice.
Right.
That's what we have to know. Everybody's not going to be nice.
It's an unrealistic expectation to think.
If somebody tells you have a face on your mother can love, and your mother's always called you handsome and beautiful, then stay in the house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Riley, you were saying I know, dude, you were talking one time where you're like, I'm probably 40 pounds lighter than when I was on the ice. Is that about right? Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, well, I'm floating to like 185 pounds. I play like max like 220.
Okay. But why did you did you play at 220 for a specific reason?
Yeah, it was to fight. It was to play the role. Yeah, so I was,
What were you
I say
doing
an
to stay up there?
undersized guy gaining weight to fight in a heavier, in a heavier weight class.
Just protein, just
A lot of calories. I mean,
Yeah,
a lot of calories. It's really a lot of protein too. But I think it's just like if you just eat calories and you lift a lot, you can get pretty big.
Yeah.
You're strong. I mean,
so tell me this. So Michael Mueller was my teammate, and he's skinny now. He's skinnier now. When we played, he used to try to get up. Before training camp, he used to try to get up to like 265, but by the middle of training camp, he'd be like 240.
Yeah.
But it'd be like because he couldn't keep weight on, he'd be like eating. Put it this way, we would leave pregame meal, and before we went out, he would have like a steak
on the way out.
Well, no, like it's like we'd be at in the locker room getting ready, and it's still a couple hours for the game. He would break out a steak and potatoes because he was trying to keep weight on.
keep the weight. For sure.
It's like
Melting away.
Yeah, I was like, man,
nothing like a good old like steak in a plastic bag. It was like,
yeah, but he got it from like we had the pregame meal.
Yeah,
so he would always bring it. I was like, wow.
But I certainly can relate to that, say, obsession, because I did a version of that in the hockey world where I was so obsessed with weight and being heavier. In my mind, I was like, if I'm heavier, I'm stronger, and I'll be a better fighter, which is clearly delusional. But I also needed a level of weight when I'm fighting guys like 240, 260 pounds.
I was gonna say, like,
I got some thickness in the face that was some level of a punch too. There was a little bit of thought into it, but I mean, it's as far as functional weight, you look at like UFC fighters or boxers are super lean and they're efficient. Hockey players are generally leaner on the leaner side, right? As far as like functionality, because it's a multi-purpose sport, but like. For hockey, it just like I needed to find a hybrid of both, where I'm thickening up the face, a little bit of extra weight,
a happy medium.
Happy medium. But I was an obsession. It was like, you know what I mean? Like to that, I was like, I remember going to the training camp and I was like, oh, I'm like 218, I got to be 220. So I like drive through Burger King, like double Whopper with cheese.
You should have been there for the White Castle trip.
Did you see the video?
I tapped out, bro. I tapped out.
Yeah, he got to show you the video. First, we were almost to the place, and then I was like, dude, he's like, White Castle is back that way. I was like, you gotta go back. I ain't going over there.
He was like, nah,
like Harold and Kumar.
White Castle goes first. So I'm like, got it.
We pulled up to the place, me and Chris and Steve, and we're like, they should be here like any minute. Like 30 minutes later, they pull up with, they're like, here's your White Castle, guys. Here's all your White Castle. I'm like, oh my God.
Yep.
I like thought about it 10 minutes too late, and I'm like, I wonder if we're close to White Castle. And I hit it, and it was 10 minutes back that way.
10 minutes back the other way.
That's hilarious.
U-turn.
Yeah.
I was like, you gotta go back.
Guys.
I went there because when I went back up to meet to Dave and the commissioners of Cannabis and Chamber of Commerce, and get my label approved. And he was like, don't stop at White Castle. It's like, I'm not going to stop on the way because it's early in the morning and they're going to be there like 10 or 11 o'clock. So I want to get there in time enough to chill out and stuff. And I don't need to be skedaddling to the restroom because I went and got a colonic. So then he's like, I'm going to keep you away from the White Castle. So he took us to lunch at a Mexican restaurant, which was delicious. Nice. It was quite tasty. Yeah. But do you think I stopped at the White Castle on the way back? Damn Skippy.
Damn thinking about that for a few hours.
Well, no, it was a 2-hour drive. So I waited. So it was like
Did you just get a half dozen this time, not a dozen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I got 5 or 6. I got like 5 or 6 because I made sure that I didn't gorge myself at the Mexican restaurant just so that I could have that space.
You got back of mind. You're like, White Castle's on the way.
Space.
What am I going to do, right?
No matter how good these Latin chicks look, they're bringing over the tortillas and stuff and the enchiladas.
Damn, now I want some freaking enchiladas.
Yeah, that sounds great.
And it's from a real Mexican place too.
Yeah,
I think it was called Jose's or something. Jesus's, I don't know.
North Jersey, right?
There you go.
It was up there right around the corner from his place.
Yeah, it was wild up there.
Yeah, it's because it was a red roof inn, an exquisite red roof inn. I haven't seen nothing like that. It was
upgrading their model.
It was upgraded. Yeah, it had a bunch of nice restaurants around it and stuff.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, dude, I think that's actually a cool jump off point too, because you were talking about like getting the chocolate brand going and everything like that, you know. And it's like, I know you're diving right in with that. I know we've got a lot of plans for all that stuff. But like you're hitting the ground running right now. Man.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I think we're supposed to have some pop-ups there sooner or later.
Yeah.
Actually, it's more sooner than later because he's Dave Little is creating. I sent him a bunch of pictures and stuff. Him and Chase a bunch of pictures and stuff so they could create a pop-up and stuff. And because you have to take the NFL logos off.
Oh yeah, I bet, sure.
Yeah, because they often want if you're not paying them, you're not using their logo.
No, 100% not,
so it's like Dave Little, he got in touch with some other prominent people from TV networks and stuff. Because actually the funniest thing was Chase and Greg at first were like, we can't, no TV network or radio place. I was like, in Jersey. And then Dave was like, I didn't want to say it during the meeting. He's like, but they do that in Jersey because it's legal in Jersey.
Right.
There are commercials. There are, advertising.
Yeah.
It's like, I was like, oh yeah. He's like, I wasn't trying to get a Philly station. I was like, oh, okay. So, but yeah, so I got the. That's why I was talking to you because he was like, we could go and do. I can show you how it's made. We go up one time and they want to film like a commercial, and we got got Riley, the legendary Flyers player, because like the canister has got green, orangish gold for the golden ticket, and it's either red or blue for the Phillies and the Sixers, so it's got the Eagles, Flyers, Phillies, and Sixers. Oh, nice. So it's going to be Philly Legends, yeah.
Oh, awesome. Super cool.
It's actually going to be pretty cool. So, and then I was going to, he was like, he kept naming like all these different other people. I was like, you are a Red Devils fan. You don't know any Flyers. The Flyers people that you're mentioning are older. Like I know Brian Propp, and I know that's my guy Brian. And that's another guy too. I did know Rest His Soul.
Oh, Bernie.
Yeah, Bernie, that's my guy.
Oh, yeah, you were kind of cross paths with them in the media space.
Well, no, I was like, no, we actually did a couple weeks way down. We did an appearance together over at Adelphia's.
Okay.
Because this one guy we know who does like signings and stuff. His name is Bobby Capone. He does a bunch of different signings and stuff. Mm-hmm. And he calls you. Like. And he pays
come
you.
Here for
come there for like an hour.
Yeah.
And he has some people that's coming in and stuff. Mm-hmm. But me and Bernie did.
Bernie was there?
Yeah, Bernie was there, him and his wife and stuff. And, it was cool. It was like he kept on. I've been knowing Bernie for a while, so every time he sees me, he makes me give him a hug. So
yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to mess up because he had the back surgery. I was like, I want to break your back. He's like, it feels good. I was like, so
yeah. Well, Bernie, God rest his soul, he found cannabis the last 3 months of his life. Yeah, because of his back issue.
Yeah,
but he was like, he was in sobriety, and he had a hard time really wrapping his head around his cannabis as medicine, and that it won't affect his sobriety, but it was. But yeah, no, he found some relief. I know for sure at the end of his life there, and God rest his soul. What a beautiful human he was.
Yeah, that's my guy.
The best. Yeah, flyer, anyways.
I think I met him when I first started doing radio. I started doing radio for WIP, and he would always come on there and West Scholar.
Yeah,
and I loved his the crunchy voice and the accent. It was just like real cool, and
he was perfect.
He was a bit of a ladies' man and stuff. You catch those old players. He's like, man, I bet she was a man back in the day.
Oh yeah.
So it's like there's a cool ass Mr. Collins. There's so I have a lady who does she's like biochemist, but she also does manicures and pedicures and stuff, and back waxings and a whole bunch of stuff. But her dad, Mr. Collins, was cool in the mug. You see him, he have his coat on and stuff. He still had all of his hair to be that old. It was like, but those guys you just admire. You want to hear all the stories and stuff.
Yeah, super cool,
dude. That's I didn't know actually that he passed. Like I knew he passed. I saw that news and I was like, oh man. Like my dad has a photo with him. My dad worked at like a not like a nursing home, like a assisted care facility type of thing that Bernie would come to, and would take photos with my dad.
That's cool.
Always had the ring on. So like,
yeah.
well, he took the photo one time, right? Because my dad's like, Bernie Parada, oh my God. And then sometimes he would just like talk to him. He just like, so as soon as that happened, my dad texted me and told me, I was like, damn, man.
Yeah.
But I didn't know about the relationship with cannabis. That
Yeah, I mean, it certainly wasn't public, and people weren't talking about it.
Right.
But I know because I was the one that kind of helped facilitate it. But you can only stand so much pain and suffering, right? And then the things that you think of in one way are quickly something you never thought was possible. You know what I mean? As obviously as an assistant, in this case helping with his pain management, but. He was he had an amazing ability to make people feel like seen and like heard and welcomed. Yeah, just like
comfortable. Yeah,
be comfortable. Like he was just like if you walked into a space, like people were smiling. You got just like, I mean you got kind of a similar vibe.
I appreciate you, man.
You just have an energy about you, and I think he was just solid for the city for so many years.
Yeah,
just the way he represented himself and the logo itself, but
Hollis does a similar thing in this store. At this point, he comes. Seriously, he was here for the Boucher thing, and he was just sitting in the back. He was talking to Jess, one of the regulars, and she's like, she didn't even realize who he was at first. She's like, he's just talking to her. She's like, this guy's so nice. And she's like, she was talking to me today. She's like, people started taking pictures of him, and I'm like, what's going on here?
He's Santa suit.
And then she realized, and she's like, oh my God, he's just normal and nice, and just it was awesome. So it's just it's a very similar, like you said, it's a very similar feel with you, Hollis, especially around here. It's awesome to feel your presence being known, and we want the same for you, and we want you guys to just feel comfortable here. And
I was gonna say, like, that's what I love about, like, first time I met both you guys, it's just like, I always am just like, to me, everybody's a person, at the end of the day, it's like, again, like I did a lot of music stuff back in the day too, and met a lot of really cool people, and a lot of my friends would be like, oh my God, that's crazy, you met like this person. I'm like, yeah, they were cool. Yeah, like they were really great to talk to, it's like, and I think that's at the end of the day, man, that's like, we're all just people, and like we all, wherever we come from, we got these common threads, these common threads that anybody can relate on,
The one we was on the Green Bay trip, and so I do the trips with the people. So we had like a pep rally, and it was myself, Todd Harriman, I forgot who else. But we were at this one place in Green Bay, and so a guy and his mom was sitting with us and stuff, and so he started asking about like some of my teammates and stuff. Talking about how was it to hang with them? I was like, interesting. It's like when you asked me that, I was like, I never thought about it. And so then he's like, well, which one is your favorite player? So I looked at his mom. I was like, I say, how many kids you got? She's like, 2. I say, which one is your favorite? And then I look back at him. I was like, and then when he said, so then being back in the day, in the heyday, I was still in the club with AI and all them, and he was like, how was it hanging out with them? I was like, well, I was partying, so it's seeing them in passing and saying what's up, maybe saying and having a conversation, but I was out for myself to have a good time. I was like, I wasn't wasting time. It's like when people ask me, how was it playing with Doc? I was like, I don't know. I was like, I was playing to keep my job.
Yeah. Exactly.
I was like, ask him how it was playing with me. He was behind me. He can see me. I can't see him.
Right.
I was like,
it seemed like he was doing all right.
But it was cracking me up because his mom kind of disowned him. She's like, and then she confessed. She's like, I love both of my kids equally. I was like, come on. She's like, well, I love my daughter more because she gave me a grandchild, and then we started making fun of him for being 30-something and single, not even taking a swing at anything. So, so it's pretty funny. But I'm pretty sure that they. What year did you play with the Flyers?
06 to 2010.
Oh, cool. Okay, I was there. I was there. I had just left. I had just left. So. But yeah, you wasn't with Lindros because I was around with Lindros and all of them. Yeah, so it was like everybody's like, "How was Lindros?" I was like, "He was cool. He had his parents with him."
Right. Yeah, they were everywhere.
I was like everybody. But everybody in the city, when you play for the same city, I think some people who like it was a couple of guys who were playing with the Phillies. Don Dallas jerseys in there. Career was really never the same. The Don Brown when he donned the Michael Irvin jersey, he didn't hit another home run after that.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah,
it was just all bad. I was like, but you supposed to, when you somewhere you support the city that you at. So either you with us or against us.
Yeah. None of that.
Yeah. So
well, I know you guys got some cool stuff coming up too that you're doing, and I know like. Because you've got
the DJ,
all types of stuff. You're DJing, and you've got all types of stuff.
Young lady for the young lady with the
Abundant Leaf.
Abundant Leaf. I'm DJing for that on the 20th.
She's got a great story, man.
Yeah, I gotta get some of the story because that's why I was asking you about the story so I could because I was making a playlist for her party.
Oh yeah, leave it in there.
Chris has the podcast, so we shoot you a podcast.
Yeah, we'll give you the scoop too on all that. Yeah, she's
really because I was gonna throw "I Will Survive" and a little Diana Ross in there, a little Pat Benatar. Little Pat Benatar.
I love
little
it.
bangles and stuff, you know.
And then Riley's got his infused yoga next weekend too. So that's Friday and that's Saturday. So
double header.
Yep.
Wow.
Friday night, Saturday.
Yeah,
that's gonna be cool too. I'm excited on that.
I might still be sleeping when you guys come to the yoga.
You jump in and you sit at the back. Lay in the back there, just do the Shavasana for 2 hours. Yeah. Final resting posture.
I did pass out during stretch one time. Because I was gallivanting and pillaging the night before.
Pillaging, gallivanting.
And I was like, when I was with the Saints and we had the reopening of the dome. So that night we went out, but you know it was Sean Payton was still a young coach. So the next day you still had to show up to study film because normally they give you Victory Monday, but you had to still show up for film study, had to work out and stuff. Well, I showed up to work out and run. And we started stretching on the run part, and I fell asleep during stretch.
No, it happens.
So it gets worse.
Oh no!
So we were doing 110-yard striders, but we do like 10 of them. So we did the first one, and I was like, oh god. I got down to the end, and then so when he called the lineup, the lineup again, offense defense line. I took off faster than everybody, and we were inside of the bubble. I ran in front of everybody, just went and laid in my locker room. They cost me $8,000.
Oh my God. $8,000 hangover?
Probably well spent.
I was going to say, well spent? Yeah.
Well, because it's like, because I didn't work out. And then I didn't finish because I didn't lift weights, and I didn't finish the run. So that was you missed the workout. There was 8,000. Yeah, but the funniest thing was later on that week, the strength and conditioning coach Dan Dalrymple, he said, "Are you gonna make up the workout?" I said, "I can give me my $8,000 back."
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
It's like a good
hell out of here. Yeah, I paid for that workout.
Yeah, exactly. There's always a price to pay.
I did pay not to do a run one time too. They had the 300-yard shuttle.
Oh yeah.
And so if you so if you do like 90-some% of the off-season workout program, you didn't have to do the shuttle.
So many rules.
Yeah, well, yeah, I didn't, but I missed that. But a guy who he was selling his chance to not run.
That's hilarious.
He was gonna run.
This is wild.
Because he was gonna run still.
You can do that. The coaches allowed that.
So you would swap.
Yeah,
you go pass it along. Like
so I gave him $8,000 not to run.
Damn,
that's 300-yard shuttles. You know what a 300-yard shuttle is? And you're not running in 300 yards. You're running in increments of 50. So when you have to touch the line.
Yeah, I got
on their third or fourth time touching that line, your back said, "Hey, Kool-Aid!"
Yeah, screaming.
Wow. Yeah. It's like then if you don't make it, 2 days later you have to rerun it.
Oh yeah.
All right, that's $8,000 well spent.
Damn right. Because the first 2 times I did the crap, I did it like it takes you like 3 or 4 days to even get your fucking legs back. I was like, it's 300-yard shuttles. Yeah. It is brutal.
Yeah.
God bless.
No, thank you, bro.
God bless. So yeah, money well spent. I'd say.
Yeah.
There it is.
It's like, man, it was like, because I was happened to be bidding with another Philadelphia native, Jari Evans. So you know Jari?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
That's my guy.
We used to have the same agent actually back in the day, Gerald Colton.
Joe's my guy.
Yeah, okay, right,
yeah,
cool.
his mom just passed.
That's right. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I've been talking to him. Sorry, that's if I take a nap and stay asleep too long.
Like that mid-afternoon alarm.
Yeah.
Still head bop.
Well, no, because it's like
I think so.
normally after maximize my sexy, I go to the crib and I get my lunch and I go over my schedule and stuff to see what I'm supposed to do. Because if I don't, then and somebody calls me and be like, "Hey, can you do this on what such day? We'll give you such amount of money." Oh, sure. But I haven't looked at my schedule, so I get double booked like that sometimes. So I do the schedule look, and then I started watching Steve Wilkos, and like right now, Maury just came on. You are not the father. I told you.
Money on that.
Yep. Yeah. I was watching. It's a proverbial run after he's not the father.
Yeah.
I'm talking about they run like a track meet. But you always can tell though, because somebody be like, "I'm 1,000,000% sure he's the daddy." No, he's not.
Yeah.
He's not.
Be like,
$1 million.
$1 million?
It's
Yeah.
like the one time the girl was talking about something. Look, they got the same feet. I was like, "Are you
Same
kidding me?"
feet.
Same feet.
Look, his toe bends just like his. I was like, you're reaching. It's like, and then the other part too, the coolest part that I found though was it was twice a mom had been on there, and the first time that they were on there, she was on there with her daughter. And her daughter was saying that she was all cavalier with her daughter, talking about, you the daddy, and he wasn't the daddy.
Yeah.
And then the second time she on there, she's like, yeah, we back again. She made me look like an idiot last time. I don't think she know who the daddy is. I was like, finally, somebody said something. Because the audience be clapping the audience always claps for the girl no matter what.
Yeah.
But that's why I watch Steve Wilkos, because Steve Wilkos, when he gets both sides of the story, he gets the woman's story still first. But then when the dude come out there, she be interrupting. He's like, "Hey, go in the back, man. I just want to talk to him by himself." Because you don't never get the story.
Yeah,
and the funniest thing I ever seen was it was a married couple, and it was an old school talk show, and people thought the dude was a jerk too. So she told her story. And then when he started talking, she like immediately interrupted me. He's like, "Can I get a word in twice?" And then she starts trying to say something else again, and she immediately interrupts. It's like, "Damn it, I can't get that." And then so she immediately turned on the waterworks. I was like, that was too easy for her to cry like that.
Yeah. It's like all of a sudden it's all starting to make sense now.
Yeah, it's like you don't never. It's like, but as men, we never get a word in edgewise. We can never, no matter what you're doing, and it's unfortunate sometimes. Did you watch the TV series West Wing?
No, but I know what it is. I know what it is.
I strongly suggest you go back and watch some of it, because Mr. Sheen, so it's one particular one where a woman was clearly wrong. Now she wanted to give a dissertation of why she's wrong. She wanted to say why she was wrong and how she came to the wrong answer. But Mr. Sheen said, "No, you just shut up and stand there and be wrong." No, it's like it's unfortunately, I'm not gonna say all
provide
of it.
the evidence as to I had good reason to believe that I was right.
No, nobody cares though. Yeah. We don't give a damn. You think if we doing the math problem and you come up with the wrong answer, you think I want the formula that you use to come up with the wrong answer? It's like, this is how I don't give a damn. Just be wrong. So just leave it at that. As I said, because sometimes because when I am wrong, I will admit it when I'm wrong, and they was like, "That's it." Yeah. What am I supposed to give you a dissertation? A reason why? But how'd you come to that conclusion? I done forgotten that because I don't want to be wrong again. Mean.
Not worth keeping up there. Not worth keeping up there. Yeah.
Especially when you're wrong, you're wrong. Just say it and move on.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't need to know why, how you came to the wrong conclusion. That's like, just let it happen.
Save everybody the energy.
And that's a good life lesson, right?
Yeah,
but it's like you when you're dealing with the opposite sex, it gets kind of weird because they try to make it like it's your fault that they're wrong. Some of them do. someone try to make it like his girlfriend, you have to say something, because if you say all, it's like nobody told you to try all of them. And I try to
Is that your mission, Hollis?
I try to, well, yeah, everybody has that mission, but I try to tell the young ladies that when they start talking about all men, it's like nobody told you to try all men, and you shouldn't be allowed to vote because you keep choosing the wrong guy. But you too, authority circle. These are just thoughts and emotions that I hold. I wear them on my sleeve. I express them all the time. I was like, because that's like nobody's above being told that they're wrong.
Right.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Fair
fair.
enough.
That's fair.
Sometimes we think that it's like, oh, don't tell them that. Why not? And so nobody's going to say anything.
Yeah.
Nobody's just going to let this happen.
we all look at the same thing here,
Yeah,
right?
thank you.
Yeah.
But now that's just it's just what it is.
Yeah.
It's the things that we go through on a daily basis.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, boys, I know, Riley, you got to bounce soon, right? So, like,
I know
you
you
guys
do.
want to, anything exciting coming up that you kind of want to, like, drop out here? I know we got the events coming up, but anything else?
Billboards.
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 Look for billboards at a theater near you.
New Age Santa.
Yeah, Santa tank.
Santa needs an upgrade, anyways, man.
Santa is he's due for an overhaul, right?
Yeah,
I think we're in good hands here.
Yes, I've been doing this for a few years. You guys are just catching the. Actually, I had a red suit for a few years, and then I actually last year I saw this. I was like, I gotta have it.
Yeah.
And so it was,
rock it well.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate you. It was real cool to get.
Yeah, it's good. It's a nice green.
Yeah, it is.
The Eagles green. Yeah.
Now, I don't know if we're gonna get you in an orange suit, though, are we?
I've been looking all over the internet. They're not that.
They're not that prevalent.
They're not that prevalent.
Let's just
no,
start with the orange shades.
Yeah, I gotta get the orange shades.
That's-
Yeah,
you know what,
yeah, help me out with those.
He's gonna
One step at a time,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Let's start off with the orange shades, and then he'll add things as he's ready.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah,
As he's comfortable. Yes.
What's the
organically.
saying? The sensei doesn't find the student, or the student doesn't find the sensei.
When the
sensei
student is ready, the
appears.
teacher will appear.
Yeah, that's the one. That's so much better than whatever I was
Bow to
saying.
your sensei. I said bow to your sensei.
Is that Napoleon Dynamite?
Yeah. You think I feel like a loser when I go home to Starlight Night? Forget about it.
Forget about it. Oh man, that was such a classic.
Yes,
Oh,
it is.
God.
Well, that was a
Bow to your
ripoff.
sensei.
Well, that was a ripoff.
I think we got to do a movie night here.
Oh, we
That'd be
definitely
cool.
have to,
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Some
The story
laughs.
I'm gonna
around
come with
it.
some tater tots.
Yeah,
in my pocket.
Let me have some of your shots. You freaking all
Give me
day.
some tots.
Well, good stuff,
No.
Yeah,
boys.
this is great.
Appreciate you popping
Appreciate
in.
you.
We'll keep the
Yeah.
gravy train rolling, and
Do it.
and one, drink lots of water and be nice to people.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's right.
Yeah.
We love candy.
That's fine.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Frosted Nug Presents. If you liked what you heard, subscribe, leave a review, and tell someone else who might like it too. We appreciate you. See you in the next one.